But I'm working on some new material. So diversity and inclusion, let's talk about that. So that's been in the news a lot lately, especially with the LA fires and all of that kind of stuff. But let me tell you about diversity and inclusion in corporate America. I work for a major insurance company, and the thing about working for a corporation is you can't just like work for the corporation. You have to do extracurricular activities in the corporation. So you're like scrambling like you're a senior in high school with a 2.4 trying to get into Cal Poly, and you're just like, put me on any committee that I can get in. So my boss comes up to me and he's like, hey, I have an opportunity for you. And that's fucking never good, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And he's like, I think you would be a shoo-in for our diversity, inclusion, equity, and belonging team. And I looked at him and said, how so? And he's like, well, you're a woman. And I was like, barely. And then he's like, you're Hispanish? I was like, wouldn't you just go through the room of racially ambiguous people and pick me randomly? And so I reluctantly joined the diversity, inclusion, equity, and belonging. Yes, you have to say it all the way through. And so I'm sitting there, and we go through our introductions, and it's a lot of like, hi, my name is Chrissy. I'm a cis Christian female. My pronouns are go Texans. And a lot of like, John, my name's John. I'm from Texas. I'm a cowboy. My pronouns are yeehaw. And meanwhile, I'm there, I'm like, hi, my name is Sarah. I'm an employee who's being forced to do this. So, you know, I went through a few meetings, and every single one of them was like getting your tooth pulled, or maybe the equivalent to going into labor. It's just like long, painful, and nothing good comes out of it. And so I'm sitting around watching all these people, and I started to realize all of these people are from Texas and Kansas. All of these people are white and in their 50s. I'm the fucking diversity hire of the diversity and inclusion team. They looked at me and they're like, might be gay. We got a big fish, guys. They wanted me to be the liberal voice of reason for the diversity and inclusion team. And let me tell you something, I shouldn't be anything, nothing's voice of reason. I make poor life choices, I like doing stand-up comedy. So the first like event that we had to do was for Juneteenth. And I'm assuming everybody knows what Juneteenth is. All of these people from Texas did not know what Juneteenth is. Mind you, Juneteenth happened in Texas. It was like the freeing of 300,000 slaves, like a big deal, right? And so they're like, how can we bring attention to this in our office? And I kid you not, John, whose pronouns are yeehaw, was like, why don't we ask everybody about their slave lineage? And I'm like, and I'm like, they probably, so I'm a remote worker, so they probably thought my camera was frozen because I was just sitting there like, and I was like, you can't ask that. And he's like, why not? And I was like, John, it's like asking if you like to be pissed on. It's just not something that you ask people. And so I was like, all right. So I decided to give them a little redemption. September was Hispanic History Month. And so their idea to bring Hispanic history to our office was to create a cookbook with all these, I'm not gonna lie, they were crappy Tex-Mex recipes. And because they're all 50 and older, none of them know how to use PowerPoint, so I had to put it together. And so I'm opening my emails, I'm putting all this shit together, and Jennifer, bless her heart, sends me a recipe for red curry. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jennifer, like Thailand and Mexico, they don't even share a border. Like nobody's making fusion pad thai enchiladas. Like that's just not a thing that happens. It's just not a thing. So I'm happy to report after 3 years, today, ladies and gentlemen, today was my last day in diversity, inclusion, equity, and belonging. Can we get a round of applause for that? I got a second job, and about a week in, my boss comes up to me and he's like, Sarah, I really enjoy having you on the team. Do I have an opportunity for you? And I said, absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Thank you so much.